Okay, waiting for the green light to go on. No data, and where's the green light? Where's the green light? Don't tell me
It's
there's
up
no
your
green.
ass.
Excellent condition. If it was up my ass kicking field goals, eating a ham sandwich, I would know, but it's not. Now it's lit up. This is On the Stick After Dark. My name is Joe Drilling, and with me, as usual, is the one and only Kurt Adam.
I am here.
And, of course, coming to us from the fabled 51st state of the United States, Canada, Mr. Mike Ailes.
Hello, hello.
Not fun to joke about anymore.
And I said the other day that if we go to war with Denmark over Greenland, I'm defecting and it would be Danish. It would become Danish.
It would be delicious.
And that is Eric Allen feeling better than...
Kind of with cheese, strawberry. What's your kind of a...
Yeah, right.
I prefer a fruity Danish.
I prefer
I
cheesy.
want to know what kind of
I like a
Danish
cheesy
Joe is
Danish.
going to be.
I'm going to be a cheese... I'm from Wisconsin, Eric. We
Okay, yeah, that's true. All right.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no-
fair.
There's
Yeah.
not a
Why
lot
did
of
I even
calculus. Yeah.
Um,
So tonight, Mike and I talked about doing this stream a couple of times since November and still hadn't gotten around to it. So tonight we're gonna check out some MSU1 stuff on the FX Pak Pro. And I think, if Mike had his desires, we'd probably be able to check out Archipelago stuff. But unfortunately, the first time he and I tried it, the USB port on my FX Pak Pro ripped out, and I haven't gotten it fixed yet. So I can't.
Which sucks, man. That's harsh.
It's so easy too. Like, I was so stoked about how easy it was because, like, literally, you open the Archipelago client and it just it communicates perfectly fine as if you have the FX Pak Pro plugged in by a USB. It just works.
It's like easier than using an emulator.
Yes, it's easier than using BizHawk. It literally is. But so in lieu of that, I'm gonna kind of mess around with some. There's two people, Infidelity and Rumble Mints, that have been doing these NES to SNES ports. And this is Infidelity. This is Contra. Which I think, Eric, did you play this on a stream, very briefly when it first came out? This MSU
I think so, yeah. We
port
checked this
on
out
an
at some
emulator?
point, yeah.
also, Alex is now here.
Yeah. Oh,
Hello.
uh-oh.
Hi, Alex. What's up, buddy?
Hello.
But
That
so
fucking guy.
the MSU1 stuff is pretty neat because it basically is it's not a real expansion chip from the time of the Super Nintendo, but basically it adds the ability to show short video clips as the one you're seeing now and CD quality sound basically. And a lot of developers have used it for some pretty fun stuff. There's a Mega Man 1 through 4, and they added the PS1 / Mega Man Anniversary Collection remixes that are from the Navi mode of those games. Those are in that game. This somebody cobbled together clips from Predator to be the opening cutscene for Contra. So there's some fun stuff like that. To me, they don't take the place of the originals, but it's just fun stuff that you can do that has some novelty to it. And I think some of the really cool stuff is being able to have Chrono Trigger still be the good version of Chrono Trigger where the fights happen in a timely manner, but you can put the anime cutscenes from the PS1 version back in if you want.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, I don't want to, but it's neat that you can.
yeah, right.
Yep.
They're
They're fine.
fine.
They're not bad.
The
but
thing that
they
is
don't
bad
add
about that.
anything to the game.
No, that's true. But the thing that's bad about that game is not that they added anime cutscenes. It's that every battle has a load time associated with it, and so
Right.
it kills the pacing of the game. So there's a lot of stuff like that. A lot of them have options for arcade, arcade perfect soundtracks. I don't want to get in trouble with the copyright people by watching that whole. I don't know how much. I haven't played
how much
this
they
yet.
put in there?
I don't know how much of Predator is in this, but
Well, the Giant Bomb played the Terminator 3 game, and it had clips from the movie, and they got their YouTube channel got dinged for that. So
no, there you go. So Yeah, so this has like music from, I assume, probably mostly Predator, but probably also Aliens. I don't know. In it, it adds. I think it. So I have two. You can see I can carry two weapons now, like in the later Contra games, and I think there's an option to stand still and shoot. Right? Like there's like in some of them more. Yeah, if you hold the R button, you can get pinned to the floor. But it's basically, it's still NES Contra. It still plays, aside from those couple of things, like the standing and the multiple weapons, it plays, it is NES Contra, essentially.
Like some kind of hacked ROM.
Yes. Also, I accidentally replaced my weapon because I thought that when they added that option, that would mean that it would automatically put the new weapon in the empty slot, like Contra 3, but it didn't, so I just lost my machine gun. That's okay, though. I'm about to get a spread, so it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, so there's a bunch of these. The two most recent ones, the most recent one from Rumble Mints was Double Dragon 2, which I'm excited to check out, because apparently, like, that one... So, I didn't even know this until I was, like, at least in my 20s, but apparently there are codes in the US version of Double Dragon 2 to continue, but, like, they're different based on what stage you lose your last life on.
Really?
Yes. And a lot of them require having two controllers plugged in, even if you're playing a one-player game. But in the Japanese version, it just, like, kicks you to a normal continue screen and asks if you want to continue, so, like... The hack of that has that. I think I saw that it has the PC Engine CD soundtrack as an option.
Is that good, bad, or delightfully bad?
It's that one. I don't love it. I think the NES. I mean, it's like it's one of those things where some of the instrumentation and some stuff, which actually kind of leads into the one that's the most recent thing from Infidelity, which is Ninja Gaiden Trilogy, and it's like. PC Engine CD version of Double Dragon 2 is similar to the original Ninja Gaiden trilogy, wherein they just kind of like made the music worse in every way. Like it's it's like mostly the same compositions, but like the instrumentation choices are really weird. It's not as bad as the Ninja Gaiden trilogy Super NES music, which is honestly filled with just really bizarre choices. Like the what's the one song that everybody loves from Ninja Gaiden, the Stage 3 or whatever.
They're all pretty good.
They're all pretty good, but the Indomitable whatever.
That's like Stage 4.
Yeah. So in the Super Nintendo port, the instrumentation is like a xylophone. And it's just like the weirdest choice. It's like,
heck yeah,
you could do.
That sounds good.
It's
4-2, Unbreakable Determination.
Unbreakable Determination. Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the one. I was like, I don't remember what it sounds like, and now I'm like, oh yeah, this is the one. That's the good one.
I mean, like Mike said, they're mostly pretty good. That's a really
no,
good
they are all
soundtrack.
good, but this is the good one.
But this is the good one. Yeah, exactly. And
now, speaking of Ninja Gaiden, have any of you guys checked out the Ninja Gaiden 2?
No.
So I'm still confused about what it is. So like I saw some people saying it's just a remaster, and then I saw some people saying no, it's actually like a full-blown remake.
It's not a remaster, yeah.
From what I've seen, it's just like a.
It's basically as I understand it, the equivalent of the Ninja Gaiden of Ninja Gaiden Black, where they, it's substantially similar, but they've, tweaked it and amped some stuff up.
I saw that, and I felt like that was weird. Also, Maddie is in the chat on YouTube and waves.
Hey, Maddie.
So, like, that's the thing that I kind of didn't get, though, right? Because Ninja Gaiden Black was just sort of like a redo of Ninja Gaiden. And then I was like, but Ninja Gaiden 2 got a Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma for, like, PS3 or whatever, right? And that changed or added things. So, like, I was confused about what this actually was. But it is, like, a from-the-ground-up remake, it sounds like. But no, I haven't.
I don't know, man. It's just Ninja Gaiden. Just play it if you want to like slice dudes up. You're thinking about it too
It's
much.
on. It is on.
It's on Game Pass.
So if you wanted to I haven't downloaded it yet, but I might check it out.
Everybody who has played it, as far as I know, says it's really good. So
Yeah,
just
most of
never
what I
paid
saw
attention to any of those.
was people being like, if you liked Ninja Gaiden 2 for the 360, this sure is that. Like,
But gooder?
but gooder.
oh,
I don't.
good or yeah.
I don't love the 3D Ninja Gaiden games.
They're okay.
They're okay.
Compared to like your Bayonettas or your Devil May
May
Cry 1 and 3 or whatever. It's
Right.
not. It isn't. They aren't on that level, but they're good. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still really excited for the 2D Ninja Gaiden from the Blasphemous people and the Streets of Rage 4 people. That's
No,
like,
I'm
that's what
more
I
interested
want.
in that than I am in than a new 3D.
But apparently
Ninja Gaiden.
that was like a part and parcel to a announcement of Ninja Gaiden 4 being like in production. But also it's Platinum and Team Ninja, both of whom don't have like a lot of the key team members that they did when that would have been an exciting thing to hear.
Neither of those companies mean what they did 10 years ago. I'll say that.
Reddit says it's basically an overall of Sigma 2.
Okay, so
No,
it is.
Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma.
Yeah.
Difficulty rebalance, fewer but tankier enemies
Oh,
like Sigma,
good.
but closer to OG2 enemy aggression. Some added bosses are excluded from Sigma, others left in. Added characters.
Yeah. I think the last thing Platinum did I really thought was, I mean, I guess it was really Near Automata was like the last thing that they did that was really exciting, but like,
I heard
like
that
that's really not like the stuff that they contributed to that game aren't the things that
people
aren't
like
the
about
reason
it.
why I love that game. I mean, it like it's good. It's like really good combat and like a really good level up system with the chips and stuff. But
What was the one?
it's the Yoko Taro stuff that
makes you
makes
keep
that
thinking
game
about it.
takes
Yeah.
a like what would have been like a B+ game and made it into like one of my all-time favorites.
So, I heard, and I still haven't played it, to my shame, I guess. This is like pile of shame material, but like they made a sequel to Terra Cresta called like Solar Cresta. Soul Cresta, yeah, just Soul Cresta.
Yeah.
And like I heard that was really good, but that's way different than like, pretty much anything they've ever done. It's like a straight up 2D shooter.
Like they had that really, there was that really bad like Destiny kind of style game, right? That lasted like 6 months and then got shut down.
I don't even know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
that Platinum made?
Yeah, what was that? I can't
Yeah.
remember what it's called.
I don't
but
remember.
You know what I'm
but
talking
it's
about,
like,
right?
Yeah,
Alex?
I do know. It was like dead on arrival. Like
Yes,
literally, like
yeah.
nobody played
Like
it.
how
It had,
long
like,
ago are we talking about?
Like
2 years or something?
3 years?
Oh, I have
Yeah.
Like
no
during the
idea.
pandemic when like a game like that might have had a
I
chance.
have no clue what you guys are talking about.
It was like I don't remember what it was called, but
It has a very
like,
generic video game name
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
it
for a
was
second,
not,
I
there
thought you
was
were
a
talking about,
beta and it was not good, and then it came out and it was still not good.
What was the one on?
People forgot it immediately.
What was the one on 360 that was like a half-ass sequel to Mad World on the Wii, but it was like supposed to be like a multiplayer arena shooter thing, but then they like they didn't have the money to keep going, so it ended up being like mostly just kind of a single player thing.
I don't
But,
know what
like,
you're talking about.
It had Jack from Mad World in it as one of the. Then that
Okay,
was like
I
the selling
don't know what the
point,
fuck you're
kind of.
talking about.
You didn't play Mad World? Mad World's like one of
Why
the
would, I,
all-time
why would I play
great
Mad
Wii
World,
games.
Joe? Why would I play Mad World?
Because it's good
What?
and it has
Not good.
Greg Proops doing game show commentary over people getting murdered with chainsaws, and
All right,
also
man. I'll be right there.
who's
Oh, Greg Proops is involved. Fuck yeah.
hell yeah, man, everybody loves Greg.
Maybe
Proops.
it's kind of the only that and putting guys
John
in garbage
DiMaggio.
cans are
Yeah,
kind of the only good things about that game,
Yes.
honestly.
Greg Proops and John DiMaggio do the commentary, the game show style
yeah.
commentary. I like the art style a lot too, actually.
Is
It's
it
not
like
bad.
black
I
and
mean,
white?
it was interesting at the time.
I mean,
don't
it
know
looked
that-
like a good
Yes.
Frank Miller comic when Frank Miller still was capable of doing good comics, which was a really long
Before he
time
turned
ago.
into reactionary.
Yes. Darkman says what up, and Mochi has a wave emoji. So hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yep. Also, I appreciate again like the technical trickery of like getting a symphonic like movie soundtrack into this game. It does not work. It is not. This is not the correct music for this game at all.
How square are those waves, Joe?
Not square enough, my friend.
Not square at all.
Not
right.
square enough.
They circled the square.
Why bother? I guess Bayonetta
Like, I would
3
have-
would be okay.
I would have rather had like if someone was going to do an MSU1 soundtrack to this game, I would have rather had it be like a bunch of covers and remixes from like the Advantage and the mini bosses and stuff than like songs from the Predator score.
But is that something that you can do for yourself? Like I know that like a lot of randomizers let you choose your own
yeah.
MSU1 soundtrack.
It has to do with how you name the tracks. Like you can just drop any, as long as the music file is the correct format. If you just change the track names to match the game, like it would be like Contra _ SNES, like _1, _2, _3, blah, blah, blah. And I think that does work, but I haven't futzed with that at all. So can't speak to if I'm actually able to do that effectively or not. I like that this one gives you a choice, though, because some of the ones that Rumpelmans has done, like, they don't give you a choice. It's like it's just the remix soundtrack, and you either have to, like, disable it manually or, download a different version of it that doesn't have the... that doesn't have the remix soundtrack, so... I appreciate that at least it's an option here. The arcade soundtrack is also an option. Which is kind of neat, but the NES soundtrack is actually the best one, so somewhat ironically, I guess the best option would be just to stick
That's because NES music is good.
NES music is good. I mean, some of it's bad, but
Well, a lot of it's good.
yes.
And often not because, not in spite of the limitations, but because of limitations.
Right. I missed the spread there. That's not good. Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely true. I mean, it's 3 waves and a noise channel, And they're... I mean, really, that's all... How much more instrumentation do you really need?
History has proven none.
Yeah. Let's say, like, bands, a band has, 2 guitars and a bass and drums. That's four things that make noise. You only need 4 sounds. You can make a good composition with just 4 sounds. Less, probably.
Yeah, I'm a square wave player.
Which also, if you ever get the chance to see Bit Brigade play live, they're a lot of fun.
I've seen some of their videos. That seems pretty impressive. The speedrunner going at the same time as the band plays the songs from the game.
Yes.
Not for the band, too, because sometimes they have only a very short amount of time to play one song.
Right. And also, like, if the dude loses a life, then they have to, start the song over again.
Do they play the
game
death
over
jingle?
I think it depends on the game, but yeah, I think usually they do, actually. Also, he doesn't die that often, so... But when I saw them the most recent time, they were doing... Castlevania was one of the things they were doing. Which was a lot of fun. That is not a good weapon for this boss. That's not... I don't like that. That's not a good sound for this. Oh, man.
So what other hacks have you got on your radar,
So,
aside from Contra, with music that's less good?
right. In terms of what I'm thinking about playing tonight, or just in general?
I don't know, just all both, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
you don't have to.
So a lot of what I wanted the FX Pak Pro for was some of the well, definitely the what's his name? Vitor, the
Fast
SA1,
ROM.
yeah, the fast ROM. Well, fast ROM works fine on the Super NT jailbreak, but the SA1 needs.
So what are the good Vitor SA1 hacks?
Contra 3.
Oh, that is a good one, actually.
Yeah, we played that.
We played some of that. Yeah, that was good.
Gradius 3, which he now fixed because apparently like the bosses going super fast was like not intended. Like that was like because like in the original game apparently the bosses were like timed correctly based on how much the game slows down. And so when he sped it up, the bosses all got really hard. And so
it's
now
like PAL Super Metroid.
Yeah, basically. And so now it's like there's a fixed version that like makes it so the bosses aren't just like a brick wall, you know. Yeah, actually, speaking of which, the Metroid, there's a Metroid hack that I think includes the most valuable thing that I've always wanted from Metroid 1, which is a mini map. So.
Oh, Metroid 1, yeah. I've seen people playing Metroid 1 and Zelda 1 Super Nintendo ports, because that's been rolled into the Link to the Past Super Metroid crossover randomizer.
Oh, wow.
There's now a version that has all four of those games.
That's wild. That sounds like it could be fun, or it could be just like the most frustrating thing.
I mean, when you get right down to it, I don't want to play 3 of those games very much, so it's kind of... It's not really for me, I don't think.
Is that all of them but Super Metroid, or all of them but Link
yeah,
to the
kinda.
Past? Okay. I didn't know you were a Link to the Past hater. When did that happen?
I mean, I've never been a big fan. I don't hate it, I just don't want to play it all the time.
Fair.
It's low.
I mean, there
Just
are
kinda walk
just
around.
Super Metroid randomizers, right? You could just randomize Super Metroid if you...
I mean, Super Metroid has now got a map randomizer that's really advanced, and that thing is bonkers.
That sounds kind of insane. I'm not going to beat every game that I play tonight, but I'm just like, I'm close enough on Hang. I'm just going to beat Contra. I also want to see if they put like
on brand.
Yeah, I also am curious if they put like another, like the end scene from Predator, like plays at the end or what. I'm curious.
I mean, yeah, the last stage should still show Arnie coming out of the mud.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
How you doing, Alex?
All right, Alex.
I died.
Don't die.
I don't know. I joined this game. It's like a level 10 bot hell dive, but they'd already called the ship in, but they like hadn't done any of the objectives.
Why did they?
And
Wait, what?
because
None?
You can't call in the ship
can't.
unless... Can you?
Well, sorry, they did the objectives. They didn't do the optional stuff.
Oh, they didn't do any of that.
But you can
So they
do
did
that,
the
and then
objectives.
the Pelican will, yeah, exactly. You can do that, and then the Pelican will just like hover near the thing and just like shoot guys.
Yeah.
So I know that's why they did it, but they're just like kind of now. It's just like they're just like dicking around, and I'm like, are we like, what are we doing here, man?
I think
Like,
happens sometimes in rando games where people just hang out at the point at the end
Yeah.
and just shoot
not
people.
not
for a
even
long
that.
time.
It's not even that. They're just like, I'm like, okay, we got all this shit. Like, I'm getting my supplies back, and then I'm just leaving. Basically, I think is what I'm gonna do. But like, I was going after a base like by myself. They're all just like dicking around, not really like going anywhere or doing anything. I'm like, what are you doing?
Don't tell me that you are anti-dicking, Alex.
I'm pro dicking, but
How do you feel about Dickies?
those
Like
are
the
the scouts I wear.
California punk band, or...
Oh shit!
Either, yeah.
Manny asks if you tried Metroid Planets yet.
Fuck! God damn it!
I don't
Dark
know
Man
what that
says
is.
Mad World is goat game. Mochi,
What is it?
Hi, Mochi. Metroid Planets.
I've never
I
played
don't-
any
I don't know
Metroid
anything
hacks
about
because I've always thought that they were like super
Except the
duper
random
hard
one. Oh,
and...
Metroid 1.
Oh, it's a Metroid 1 hack?
I don't know.
Super Metroid hacks, I always got the impression that they were really hard and like filled with annoying defined secrets.
Isn't a Super...
I'm sure there are some exceptions.
Isn't a Super Metroid randomizer technically a Super Metroid hack?
It's
if
a
you have
better
played those?
version of Nestroid.
Oh, is that the one that has like a map
Original.
and stuff?
Presumably.
Yeah. I don't know. She says
Has both the original Metroid 1 with quality of life updates and new custom made planet by the devs. So some from column A and some from column B. Latest version made a Metroid Maker randomizer.
That sounds interesting. Yeah, that's one of the
Metroid.
hacks that I got. I don't know if I'm gonna mess around with it tonight because it's probably good for a whole stream of its own. But there's like
Jesus.
That's not what I meant to do. A Super NES Mario Maker thing that is like, so it's only using like the Mario 1 physics and tile set, so it's not like a full-blown Mario Maker, but it's like, it seems like kind of a fun little...
Maddie says you download rooms made by the community and mashes them all together into a randomized map.
Sounds terrible.
And it
Let's
works.
say that sounds really bad.
It certainly sounds like it could have a
I mean,
huge train wreck.
it could be good. It could
that's
be
kind
good.
of the point, I
Depends
think,
on-
right?
Yeah, right.
No, but I don't know. Like the Super Metroid map randomizer has got extremely complicated logic to make the game playable. So if you just take
Maddie
a bunch
says
of rooms
it's
from,
surprisingly good. So
Huh.
I would
Well.
take Maddie's word for it.
I am surprised.
There's some poop walking. Okay.
God damn it.
Most of the
Maddie
people
posted a
using it are
video in
making
the
good
Discord
stuff.
of someone trying to do an entire poop walking run of Dark Souls, which I didn't know that was a thing. And like now I'm like
Fun to see all the weird
slightly
Dark
mad,
Souls.
slightly upset with Maddie for like making this the thing that is now
Making
taking
you
up
aware of
space
this.
in my brain.
Yeah.
So does that mean that you're trying to always be in poison of some kind, or
No, poop walk is like it's like a weird animation
It's a
glitch, that
glitch,
makes it look like you got like a dumper in your drawers.
Okay, I see.
And so like it's like half speed animations sort of.
Oh dear.
For like walk cycle and stuff, so it like makes you also like if you get knocked down, you get actually just knocked into like a 45-degree angle, and when you like dodge, you like start the dodge and then you just like teleport back onto your feet. And it's like some of the ladders are impossible to climb because you're too slow. Like the animation cycles are timed to the height of the ladder, so you get like halfway up the ladder and fall back down.
Oh no.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. It was
But
good.
you can actually finish the game that way?
I mean, this guy
yeah,
can.
they finished it. The person that made the video finished it, only having to give it up when they had to climb ladders, basically.
Oh, so they like got as far as the worst ladder, basically.
Well, they finished.
Oh no,
it.
okay. They switched out of poop walk
Yes.
whenever they had a ladder to climb. Okay,
Yes,
I
yes.
see. That's fair.
They used a bunch of other glitches too.
It's like a Buster only run of Mega Man. I can respect
Yeah,
that. You're
yes, yeah.
Well, he said I got as far as him explaining that like he wouldn't wrong warp to the forge, and he wouldn't. What was the other? There's another like game breaking. Oh, duplicator. He wouldn't use the dupe glitch, and he wouldn't wrong warp
Right.
like straight to the forge. But other than that, he was like anything else. Terrible. But I stopped walking when he started explaining how poop walking happens, and I was like,
That was the most interesting part to me.
not a here.
I love that.
Why?
That
Yeah.
was
Why
weird.
would you?
Give me all the half A presses. Give me those.
you're
I like
watching
that
the poop
shit.
walk video. I wouldn't want to know.
All right.
Well, because I didn't know.
He
I didn't
doesn't
know-
want to see behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Also, Joe's not that interested in.
I don't want the magic to be
I
ruined.
don't want the, I don't want
Joe's-
the magic of the poop
Joe's
walk
got
to
the
be
wonder of a
ruined.
child, and
Yes.
so. Maddie says, look for Infinite Rooms pack. It's a curated list of hundreds of the best community games. Community rooms. Like 500 community-made rooms, curated by the devs, made into a single pack. Pick world size, and it makes a map based off a room number limit. But you can also label your custom-made rooms with a specific tag, and it groups those rooms together. So technically, a group of people could make a whole Norfair collaboratively. Interesting.
Hot
That
Norfair
does sound-
collabs.
That does in your area.
Yeah.
Norfair collabs in this economy. Okay, that sounds cool. If the devs like picked the good ones and put them all into one pack, that I would say significantly changes my outlook on
Yeah.
how good I think this thing could be versus how suck ass I think it could be. Oh my god.
Just a mess here.
It's
The
just-
good to
Not what
suck
I-
index
Not
is
what I
That's
expect from.
Well, this game is hard when you're talking at the same time. Especially when when poop walking is involved, you know?
Yeah, takes a lot of brain bandwidth.
So how about one of these things too at the same time as Joe, because it was sale time, and obviously my interests hew generally more towards I want randomizers, and some Kaizo here and there. Although for the most part, Kaizo does not require special chips, so it's not like I really needed this for that. But it does give me a way to play Kaizo on my actual Super Nintendo.
I'll say some of them have MSU1 soundtracks, though, don't they?
A couple do, but they're pretty rare, and most of them have alternative soundtracks so that you don't have to have MSU1 because for the most part it's considered kind of superfluous. There's a couple that use SA1.
Yeah, as I say, Vitor's original stuff on SA1 was for Mario Axe. That was like why he started putzing with that, and then it was like, oh, I could stop the slowdown in like Contra and stuff if I did this.
Well, for the most part, packs don't use SA1, and the ones that do ridiculous stuff that is kind of like not super fun, like make it into bullet hell and things like that.
I mean, have you just thought about maybe getting good at Kaizo, Mike? I mean, you know.
Yeah, that sounds.
There's also like a bunch of stuff that's supposed to be tasks only. Some psychos out there have actually completed these games without resorting to tasks, but you should look up Fruit Dealer.
I should look up what?
Fruit Dealer. It's like what if there was a bullet hell boss in a Mario game with like, I don't know, a whole bunch of distinct phases that you had to fight. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, that, I mean,
it's really good. Like
when I think Mario, I don't usually think like, what if this would be better if it was a Danmaku? That's what I want for my Marios, you know.
Oh well, you're just thinking too small, Joe.
Yeah, I get. Sounds like you are too, Mike. You said you don't play those ones, so don't tell
me.
I
think about them, and I've seen them. They're worth seeing. They're very impressive. Anyway, I did. Over the break, I dusted off one of my CRTs out of the closet and set it up. I don't really have a good spot to set up a CRT right now, and I'm waiting to finish the basement renovations before I'll actually have the room to have one set up in a good spot. But I did play for a couple days, and it was pretty swell. I haven't played Kaizo on a real Super Nintendo on a old ass TV ever, and it's really nice.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, it's just literally playing the Predator music over the credits. Okay, I'm gonna reset. What did I set to the soft reset? No, I don't remember. Mike, do you remember what the soft reset button combo is by default?
Probably LR start select or something like that.
I think it's like. Oh, that does do it. Take it back. Okay, great. Okay. So that was Infidelity's Contra port. Let's check out the Double Dragon 2. See how this is. MSU1 arrangements by Batty. So these are specific remixes, or some of these are specific. I'll press select for MSU1 options. Oh, so I can just pick and choose by song, which... So this one doesn't use the PC Engine soundtrack, apparently. Or not.
Did this port make the platforming sections in like the second to last stage not awful?
So one of the things that I have seen people saying that makes it good is that there is actually a dedicated jump button.
Ooh, that is actually a pretty big improvement.
Maddie says Metroid Planets has 10-player co-op as well. So
10-player?
Yeah, I think we know what we're going to be doing at some point this year.
That doesn't sound good either.
That's why we have to do it, I think.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Yeah.
I say, Alex, I think you might be missing the point. I don't know.
Alex, did you see Final Fantasy Origins on sale for $20?
No, are we doing
Speaking of bad ideas,
that still sounds like
I've actually
too
thought
many
about
dollars.
that like 2 or 3 times because I told Eric I didn't realize that it has multiplayer, like online multiplayer,
yeah.
And I found out and I was like, hey dude, do you want to play this like shitty game that sucks with me? And Eric was immediately, without skipping a beat, like, oh yeah dude, absolutely.
Of course, yeah.
Like you don't even know him.
I'm like, That's amazing.
That's
I
the
love
one
that.
that's like the edgelord remake of Final Fantasy
Yup.
1, right?
Yes.
That's the one.
It's
yeah.
the one with the bros and the Jo crystals and
Yeah.
They're really called Jo.
I think they
I
are,
forgot
yeah.
about the Jo crystals. Oh my god, $20 really definitely sounds like too much money for this game.
If you haven't gotten it yet, Tetris Forever is on sale on Switch right now, though.
Yo, the adults are having a conversation.
Well, I mean, I haven't.
No, they're not.
We're talking about important shit like Jo crystals. You come in here. Did you guys play Tetris? Yes, Joe. Played Tetris.
Have you played Tetris, Alex?
Yeah, I have.
Never heard of it. I heard it's for
Russian
squares.
propaganda, so it's,
Well, that's bad.
Yeah, but isn't that good now? I'm not entirely clear.
I mean, same. That's a fair point.
They add colors to this.
I feel like you could.
Oh, but did they?
I don't believe so.
I think they're just a little more vibrant than normal.
I like this game a lot.
I like this game a lot.
NES Contra?
No,
Yeah,
Double
it's
Dragon.
Double Dragon 2.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that, Joe. I'm like way behind.
I
Yeah,
like
Double Dragon
NES
2 is also
Contra,
good.
but
Yeah. Double Dragon 2 is underappreciated, I would say. Or at least it was. I don't know what its standing is these days, but shit.
What's going on with people tonight?
Mm.
I just keep joining games where people are like not like they'll like be in the ship and they're just like not launching, or like I join a game and it's like it's ending, and it's like okay.
how
just
dare they?
Well, that's fine, but it's just I can't get in a game where it's like can I just like play the whole game, and it's like no. Oh, this is sufficient. So
Does this guy have a name?
Burnov.
Burnov. Okay. I mean, he's related to Karnov?
he is Karnov. It's the same guy.
Yeah. When he
Oh,
wears
it's
the
Burnov.
mask, yeah, when he wears the mask, he's Burnov, and when he takes it off, he's Burnov. I don't know. He's playable in the most recent one.
Is that recent one the awful one, or is it one that's okay?
No, it's good. It's Double Dragon Gaiden. It's like a roguelite Double Dragon.
Okay, so not Double Dragon 4? Is it 4 that's the really bad one?
4 is not good. Yes, there's a remake of
There's a
2
new
that's
one
also
coming
not
out
good.
that
Yeah,
looks
and there's
bad.
a new one coming out that looks like shit. Actually looks a lot like Double Dragon 2 remake for 360. So like there you go. I don't know why I didn't. Apparently, Yuke's like famed wrestling game developer Yuke's is making it, and I don't know why. Like, it looks so bad. I mean, whatever. But actually, on the Technos front, they're doing a collection of arcade games, including like, the Neo Geo version of Super Dodgeball, and I'm trying to remember. Like, there's a bunch of like the Super NES translation of the Super NES, like River City Ransom sequel that never got a US release.
That was one of my first emulation discoveries, and I was very disappointed by that game.
Yeah. Which one is it? Shin Koha Kunio-kun? Shin Neketsu Koha Kunio-kun or whatever? There's a good one that's that was released here as River City Girls Zero like 2 years ago. That one is fun. But then there's another one that's a lot more like River City Ransom, and it's not great. But with a fresh translation, maybe it'll be better, because definitely part of the problem I had with it when I played it initially is that I got lost all the time.
I'm pretty sure I had a fan translation
Yeah, that's
when I
possible.
was playing it.
I bought a cartridge of it at Midwest Gaming Classic or MagFest or something at some point and tried playing it in Japanese, and I was like, this is completely, like, not navigable, basically. But yeah, it's similar to the NES one they did 5 years ago or 6 years ago, but it's like basically arcade games and Super NES stuff. Super NES, the Super Dodgeball, the Super NES Kunio baseball game, Combat Tribes for both Super NES and arcade, because you really need your Combat Tribes fix. But for me, like Neo Geo Super Dodgeball is like worth the price of admission. That game rules.
I always just call it Combat Tribes.
I mean, it's not a good portmanteau, Mike. Let's be honest. Grasp. The chopper escaped into the neon-filled night. Mission 3, Battle in the Chopper. Thought I just did all the getting to the chopper I would need to do tonight, but apparently not. Oh, no.
Oh, wrong. Stay away from the door.
Yep.
Joe, I said stay away from the door. That was very close.
Well, that was... You're on a delay, alright? You hadn't said that yet when that happened. Yeah. Oh god, another one. Chopper is landing on a mysterious island. Alright, I don't know how much of this, like... So, again, it's basically NES Double Dragon 2. It's got a fun soundtrack. Let's see. What did I do? There we go. Okay. There's one for Rygar for some reason. I don't really know why someone felt like Rygar needed
The SNES port?
yeah.
Everybody loves Rygar.
Do they?
Everybody knows and talks about Rygar and loves Rygar. It's very well known.
Let's check out Punch Out. I love a Punch Out.
Is it Super Punch Out with different music, or is it NES Punch Out, or?
NES Punch Out.
And it also has different music, or?
I don't know. We're
Yeah, does it just have the theme from Rocky?
That's what I was wondering.
Well, right now it's playing the normal, like, Glass Joe intro music, so it doesn't seem like it.
So it's just the port. Which, I mean, I guess that's cool.
I mean, that was a neat effect where it, like, dragged in the energy bar. But, yeah, it seems like a pretty straightforward port of... Except for the display going in and the HUD going in and out.
Yep, that's Punch Out.
Yep, this sure is Punch Out. mean, I'm at least gonna be
When
Glass
your
Joe.
small and green guy punches Joe in the face, that's a punch out.
That's a punch out.
Oh, punches Joe in the eye. I should have said in the eye.
Yeah,
It was right there.
Yeah, it was right there.
Yeah.
It was right there.
Except you want to. I don't know. I guess you don't know what part of Joe is glass. So
His jaw.
Jaw.
His jaw is
usually
glass.
it's jaw. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't say that.
Well, that's why his name is Glass Joe. That's literally the,
No,
that's
'cause-
the pun.
It's. I listen. You don't know,
It could be misdirection.
right? Something else might be. He has a different weak point.
Did you
Got a
say
glass cloaca.
missed erection?
He did not say that.
Does that have anything to do with Riven, the sequel to Myst? I still haven't. At some point, I gotta try out the.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
Didn't you play the remake of Myst?
No, I never.
Or
I never
Riven?
did. No. We played. We did do Myst.
Myst.
but we
It was
never.
Myst.
I never.
Not Riven.
The Riven one came out this past year, and I don't know. Like that was a game I bought like at Walmart and didn't play any of because it had 7 discs, and
Yeah.
every time you went someplace you had to load a different disc, and it was miserable. but now it's now they've eliminated the loading times. I'm sure there were emulated versions of Riven for probably a long time that did that, but
Oh man, I should have downloaded the. Well, I guess I would have had to turn my NES on for that. But that that ROM hack that David posted in the Discord the other day, where your little Mac in Castlevania and your arm just extends.
yeah, looked pretty good.
All right, I'm gonna become the minor circuit champion, and then I'll switch to something else.
So yeah, what else is on here?
DuckTales, Ninja Gaiden Trilogy.
Ooh.
Yes. Rygar, Super Dodgeball, which I think is mostly just to like make it not flicker so goddamn much.
Yeah,
Because I love me some Super Dodgeball on the NES, but man, there's so much flicker.
Now I'm kind of starting to want a port of Mega Man 3 that doesn't slow down all the time.
Well,
I mean,
there is a.
you could have done that. You could have done that on an emulator anytime in like the last 20 years if that was what you wanted.
Yeah, that's true, but it's. I mean,
But it's not for sickos like this is.
right.
So
Yes,
it's not-
exactly.
I don't know.
I don't think there's
I don't-
any defending that I'm a Super Nintendo sicko. Like, absolutely, for sure. Signed and co-signed.
Mhm.
And it's more fun to play stuff on hardware.
If you feel that way, then I won't try to invalidate your feelings. We've had these conversations before, and I'm always like, I just don't get it. I don't have I just don't have the nostalgia bug that other people do for this stuff.
Same.
But I think it's cool that there's like such a vibrant community that is doing all this really interesting stuff. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, there's some.
Plus
great
I
stuff
am
out
like,
there.
as things turn darker and darker, due in large part to like fake nostalgia, I'm just like more and more suspicious of my own nostalgia like daily.
Well,
But that
your
has nothing to
nostalgia is
do
a
with you
mess.
wanting to. That has nothing to do with you wanting to play Nintendo games. But it just
right. Yeah,
So
there's
I don't feel like that has a lot to do with reducing the lag on my inputs, but okay.
Go off, King.
no, it does. It doesn't. But it's just like nostalgia in general is just like, I anything. I'm more and more like fuck stuff from the past. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
If that makes
you're.
any
Yeah,
sense.
it does.
Just like I'm more like I don't like it just because it's old because like that's just not a I don't know whatever
That can't be all it has.
right. Give me something new.
Well, you probably shouldn't spend $200 on FX Pak.
Yes, you should not.
I can tell you that I will not.
Yep.
I bought one of those neat little Chinese handheld things and I never even finished setting it up.
Oh, and what can you do with those?
Play a lot of old video games.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I never finished fucking setting the thing up even. I didn't even get that far.
There's so many of those things out now. I keep eyeballing them and then talking myself out of buying any.
I wish I had waited a few months though, because that OLED one's a lot nicer. The Retroid Pocket. There's one with an OLED screen. It's basically the same as the one I have, but it's OLED with a slightly bigger screen. Yeah, but that's all right. A little more money for a slightly better device that I also probably wouldn't use. It did like I had been like thinking like I should get a Mister for a long time, and then now I bought that and didn't use it. I'm like I'm just not gonna do it. I already know I'm not gonna use that either.
I just sent Mike a thing about someone made a handheld Mister. So
Did they? That's cool. It's got an OLED screen.
it's like a kit, so you could put an OLED screen in. I think if
Make
you
one.
want.
They build it yourself and you can put what you want in there.
I think the standard like thought is just like a decent IPS screen, not an actual OLED. But you probably could put an OLED in there. I don't know.
Although, are the resolutions on like handheld screens high enough to compensate for all the weird aspect ratios that retro games do?
I mean, those things, it seems like every time I think about getting one and I like look into it, it's always like,
mostly
well,
they mostly just use like Android emulators, so it's
Right.
like whatever. It's like playing games on a PC emulator.
right. It's like if you
Yeah.
want it to be, but like you have to kind of tinker with it if you want it to be like really good quality emulation. Like the stock stuff
I mean,
that is on a lot of those. Is
If
not.
you want to play NES and Super Nintendo games, then that is super duper easy, like it's always been, to play those games in a way that's like 99% of the way to perfect.
So I actually heard someone recently talking about how like, oh, if you want to do that, you should just get an R4 cart for your, like if you still have a DS Lite, which of course I do. You know, it's like get an R4 cart for your DS Lite.
Yeah, but
Apparently
that thing
there's
is
some
small
really-
and sucks to hold. Like, why would you want to do that? like that was the best we had back then, but now you can have one with a nice big bright screen with higher resolution. Like,
I'm not all about big handheld supremacy though, because like I find the Switch is already too big for me to carry around with me on a daily basis.
So the Switch isn't too big. The Switch is like poorly designed from an ergonomic standpoint, right? It's like it's not the size of it, it's the flatness of it that makes it super duper uncomfortable to hold.
But
It's
it's
like-
also
it's-
big, and I don't want to have to
It
carry that
is,
in my
but,
bag all the
but
time.
like there's a wide range of sizes between DS and fucking Switch too, right? Like my Retroid is a lot smaller than a Switch.
Right.
Like that's the kind of the cool thing about all those handhelds is that you can get them whatever size you want. Like they also make little clamshell ones too, right? That play like pretty much everything. And somebody just put out a double screen one too, right?
I believe they did, yeah.
I think. Yeah.
If I thought I would actually use one, I would buy one.
There's just so many options, that's all.
The Trim UI brick looks pretty sweet for
I
not
don't
very
think
much
I've seen
money.
That one.
Which
What's
one?
that one?
Oh well, you know those new ones
Is that
every
one
week.
like the GBA SP?
It looks kind of like a Game Boy Color, I guess,
Mhm.
or it looks a lot like an Analog Pocket, honestly.
Okay.
Attractive and inexpensive, but you know, it's not like I don't have enough ways to play Super Mario 2 or something like that.
But you'd have one more.
Yeah, what if you had one more?
One more way to experience Mario madness.
I mean, it's crazy. See the stuff he's getting up to?
It's a me, the Mario Madness. I don't need the pukesters to my left. Didn't need them then, don't need them now. No, oh, son of a bitch. So in the name of, you know, doing the slightly interesting thing, I put the PC Engine soundtrack on for this game, and I don't know if you guys know this PC Engine soundtrack. It's not great for this
No?
game. No,
It's not the one.
It's not the one. Because it's just different songs, like it's not like, for the most part.
Oh.
The like act,
That's weird.
Like, the starting the act jingle and stuff is the same, and like the death jingle is the same. But like the actual pieces of music are basically completely different.
That's a weird choice,
Yeah,
especially when you got such a good. Unless somehow it came first and I'd never heard this before, but
Nope, it came after.
did they not have the rights to the original music or something?
I have no idea. I mean, maybe because it was developed like in house by HUD. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Hudson themselves who did it, poured it to PC Engine. Like they just got the license from Tecmo, and maybe they didn't get the license for most of the music, and that's why they. I don't know, or maybe they just thought they could do better. I don't know.
Could they, Joe?
No.
Hubris.
No, they could not.
As it turns out, the Ninja Gaiden soundtrack is perfect.
Yep. And say they spent so much time wondering if they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. And they should not have, as it turns out, so. If I like try to play Star Fox 2, is Nintendo gonna sue us and shut us down? No, I'm not allowed to do that, right? I don't know.
I'd like to see them try.
I mean, now that they've actually put it out officially, I don't think so, but Nintendo is fucking weird, so...
Just
Who
hold up
knows?
your SNES Classic and show that you're playing it on legitimate hardware.
Right, I'm actually playing it on my Switch, not on this.
Oh, they put that out on the Switch online.
Yeah, it's on
The
Switch.
NSO. If Nintendo wants to get upset about anything, they can get upset over the fact that I'm never paying them money for a re-release of a Nintendo game again.
But Mike, what if you had one more way you could play Super Mario Brothers?
I mean, we've already been through this on this very
No,
discussion.
No, that was Super Mario
still-
2 we were talking about.
Do you still have Nintendo Switch Online service?
No.
Okay, well then you're in the clear, I guess.
I basically never paid for it. Like I've like, taken 1 month here and there when I've wanted to play a specific game online.
Then listen, Switch 2 is when they're going to finally get online stuff right. No.
This time for sure, Rocky.
Oh,
Hey, remember how in
my sides.
Splatoon 2 there was like a horde mode, but only
You
if
can
you
play it.
wanted to play it sometimes, like only if they said it was allowed.
Only at specific times of the day and specific phases of the moon.
Not with your friends.
Right, but yeah, you
No,
couldn't
not
play
ever with your friends.
Well, unless you level up your ranked thing to a certain level, then you could play with your friends. You could randomly play with your friends and random people, maybe on the same team sometimes if you were lucky, but
Except when you can't play it at all.
yeah, except for when you can't play it at all because it ended at 8 o'clock, and so fuck you. Play it maybe tomorrow.
Go to
if
bed.
you- Right.
Go to bed.
Go to bed. Yeah, that's
Goddamn.
true.
Fucking
Wise words, Alex.
Nintendo.
It's not my
Oh,
words. It's
Nintendo.
Nintendo. Yeah.
Wise words, Alex. Nintendo.
Alex is the Nintendo mole.
He's the heir to the
Our
Nintendo
mid-season
dynasty.
Alex.
Yeah, we're gonna track back the Nintendo family tree and find that Alex was at the top the whole time.
Yeah.
Goes all the way to the top.
Goes all the way to the depth.
Follow the money.
Oh, so I went to a mystery horror movie on Monday,
Okay.
and it turned out to be Companion, which I enjoyed quite a bit.
Well, oh, that's new. Zach Kreger.
He produced it. He didn't direct it, but yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I saw the like a preview for it, and his name was the one that was prominently. So I figured it was another like barbarian.
No, it's actually nothing like that.
Okay. Well,
It's-
if he didn't have anything to do with it, then except for produce it, then it's not.
Yeah, he's apparently making a Resident Evil movie, so.
He's been attached to. Who knows
Yes,
what that?
yes.
Yeah.
He's glued to
Right.
somehow.
I feel like the thing I said that he's attached to right.
I'd make a good
Ribbit.
horror movie.
Yeah.
You get attached to a Resident Evil movie.
I mean, I like Barbarian a whole lot.
Yeah,
So
Barbarian's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to know though if like, will this Resident Evil movie have a gallon of PCP in it? That's the real question.
So you like it, huh? Got a
Oh,
gallon.
I got a gallon. I didn't even know it came like that. That was a lot of work for a power-up. I probably didn't actually need that badly. Oh well. I like that Castlevania just like stuck to torches or like candelabras, all the time. But Ninja Gaiden was like, what if it was a bug
yeah, what it can be anything.
or a
you know?
bird?
Are some of them hummingbirds? Is that right?
I believe some of them are hummingbirds. Yes. Swag Star.
That was the one thing that was pretty good about that. What was that that Ninja Gaiden style game, indie game that came out a while back? It actually had a
Which
weapon
one?
called the Spike Star.
Oh yeah, the messenger.
No, not the Messenger.
Not the messenger. Or was it Cyber? What was it?
Cyber Shadow.
Cyber Shadow. Yeah, I never finished that. I liked it at the beginning, and the more I played of it, the more I was like, yeah, this isn't really doing it for me.
Yeah, my understanding is it's not like a great game, but it has a Swag Star, so at least
Yeah,
there's
it's
that.
Swag Star, yes. Why did I think the messenger was the one that had the Swag Star? The messenger was a better game.
It's a very Ninja Gaiden-y kind of game.
It's a very Ninja Gaiden kind of
Well, for part of it.
game. Yeah. Until it turns into a Metroidvania thing. Which, like, I don't know. I think we talked about this at the time, but I feel like I would have probably enjoyed that more if it had been a surprise, but like, all the marketing showed it.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Well, I don't know. Spoilers is what they is, Would it have really changed? I don't think that half of the game was as good as the first half.
I mean,
I was gonna say that was the real problem, was that the Metroidvania part was pretty mediocre.
yeah.
And the first half was pretty good.
Yeah.
I
Also, there's a lot
agree.
more Metroidvania games than there are Ninja Gaiden style
That
games. So
is-
Yeah.
that's true.
I was very excited. It was like, oh, somebody made like a new, like slightly more complicated Ninja Gaiden. That's cool. And then
Also, that cloud step was pretty cool. Like when you kill an enemy,
Yeah,
you get your
yeah.
double jump
Yep.
back.
oh, for sure, yeah. Or like being able to like jump on and off of the lanterns and stuff. Great.
Well, you're gonna get your wish soon. More Ninja Gaiden is coming.
I hope.
Well,
that's
I was
good.
gonna play Star Fox 2 just to like show off, how the super effects emulation works. But then I saw Steven Seagal is the final option in this list of prototypes. So
Yeah, he's generally
We had
my
it on
final
screen
option.
Once before, maybe.
yeah, no, I think we did.
There was definitely a time cop game.
Yes.
Yeah, we played that.
Excuse me,
I
we
mean, we
definitely
did a
did that one on
podcast
screen.
about Time Cop, and
Yeah.
I played that for too long.
Longer than anyone should.
Yeah, far too long.
Oh boy, that's okay. This is clearly not the version of this game I should be trying to play because it's got a bunch of stuff on the screen.
Is it in the foreground?
I mean, it's like the frame rate and the like sprite count. I don't know what pull Mario low and pull Mario high are, but
It like a skeet shoot, but you're shooting Mario.
yeah, all right. So that's
Either that or it's Mario's. Mario has some JO crystals, I guess.
right.
Mario's polling pretty poorly.
Maybe that's just maybe like the. Oh. Oh, this is the proper version, but now, I mean, how could I not spend a little bit of time with Super NES Doom?
So have they hacked this to make it kind of work, or?
I mean, there might be a hack that makes it kind of work, but this is the retail.
Oh, you're just
version
playing
that
the
I'm
original?
playing, yeah.
Good title screen. At least they didn't mess that up.
Right. Boy, I gotta say, as a person who played PC Doom pretty recently, this is fucking rough.
It's technically Doom.
What is
I
this?
like
Oh,
that when
Super
when
Doom?
you're
This is the first time I played Doom. It was this version of it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, if it's this or no Doom.
No,
I
fair
guess
enough.
This is better.
I mean, and the first time I played Doom, it was proper Doom, but it was running in like 1/4 of the screen because my PC wasn't good enough to have it full screen. And that's how you made Doom run faster, is you just kept shrinking the
You
window.
shrink the window. Yeah. Yep, I remember that. I actually have it on reasonably. Look at how you can't even. Like, I can see that there's blinking pixels up there, so that must be an enemy. And then they stopped blinking, so I killed it. I guess. I have it on reasonably good authority that actually the GBA ports are not that bad, surprisingly. I don't know. I've never played
It's
it.
like
mean-
a Tony Hawk 2 situation.
Yeah.
No, it's like they're Doom. Like Tony Hawk 2 changes the perspective and is like almost a totally different game. Doom for GBA and Doom 2 for GBA are basically just Doom and Doom 2 on GBA. I mean, I guess to be fair, like, given that the Genesis needed the 32X to make this game run, and that version is also bad.
I had that.
Yeah, but have you heard the soundtrack?
Yeah, it's good.
Also, I think, all of you guys have a copy of that, don't you?
We all have a copy
no.
of Daikatana for,
Yeah,
for
Is
the
that what it was?
N64.
Maybe that was it.
I don't have a copy of that.
which is now my only N64 game.
That's
I have Daikatana 64 and nothing else.
Is that
Hell
one
yeah.
where,
That's
like...
if you're only gonna own one Nintendo 64 game.
Yeah, that's the one. John Romero is making you his bitch 24/7.
At
I feel like
14
I've
frames a
heard
second.
that the Game Boy Color version of Daikatana actually is pretty good because
That's
it's
the best
obviously
one.
like a totally
It's
different
not
game.
It's not Daikatana.
Right, 'cause it's not Daikatana.
I don't know. Supposedly, there's like a lot of mods for the PC version of that makes it way more playable and like actually, like, not not terrible.
I'm actually like
Is it-
kind of surprised
Yes,
that
that's possible.
like Ion
Well, because
Storm survived.
like part
past
of the
that.
problem with that is like all the really bad AI companions that you have to escort everywhere, and so either you can take those out or you can fix them, and that kind of like makes the game exponentially more playable. But also, you know, if you go from like a 3 or a 4 to a 6,
You're trying to tell me that the game is somehow better without Superfly Johnson in it?
listen, I'm not saying one way or the other or anything about Superfly Johnson. I'm just saying that maybe in the default state, his AI routines maybe aren't the best. That's all. Superfly Johnson. That's a good name for a video game character. Do you remember what the lady's name is?
I do not.
I feel like I should have a shotgun by now. Am I crazy?
Mikiko Ebihara.
You're in level 1, aren't you?
In parentheses, bread.
What level are you on?
You want M2, but I feel like the maps are different in the console versions. Like, the maps are all smaller in the console version.
I mean, if you're playing on Ultraviolence, you'd have a shotgun as soon as you fought a shotgun guy, which would be early. And maybe it's time to look inward, Joe.
Maybe.
You find the shotgun that exists inside yourself.
Yeah.
We all
I
have a
remember
shotgun inside
the...
2 shotguns, actually.
Yes, one has 2 barrels. Yeah.
So that was like one of the hidden strats on myhouse.wad is like you can just finish the house like normally and it will send you into the under whatever the second level of Doom 2 and you can get a super shotgun. Yeah. And then when you finish level 2 it kicks you back to the house. So you can then like proceed and go through and do all the weird House of Leaves shit with the super shotgun, which actually does help quite a bit because they're like at the beginning that game is mostly just like this is like kind of a quirky, fun little weird eerie thing, but eventually there are some pretty serious enemies that will fuck you up real bad, and having a super shotgun helps a lot. Also, so I didn't watch any of that Microsoft Day of the Devs thing or whatever it was called, Developer Direct.
I mean, it was all stuff that we kind of knew already, anyways.
Except for the Ninja Gaiden, right? Ninja Gaiden. Yeah. But did they give a release date for Medieval Doom or whatever the hell that thing?
Yeah,
May 5th. May 5th.
Don't play it.
Why not?
Don't tell me what to do.
Doom guys should not parry. It's against the rules. It's not allowed.
Who makes these
I'm serious.
rules,
I'm
Alex?
serious about that.
He also
That
like
is-
blocks and cut.
You
guys-
have
cuts
seemed
guys
quite
in half.
serious about
Blocks,
this,
and
Alex.
then he like has a mech, and there's like mech levels. It's like, nah, dude.
I mean, he couldn't
That's
jump
not
for
what-
a long time. Does Doom guy
Honest-
jumping ruin the...
I don't know. I mean, I'll play it because it's on Game Pass and I don't have to pay a lot. Like the barrier to entry is real low, so
Yep.
I'll check it out. But
Yep.
we'll always have Doom 2016.
They
and that is beautiful, and they can't ruin that. So
Yes.
Take it away from
Yeah.
us.
I will note that they seem to have heard what people didn't like about that and are trying to adapt to it. But,
yeah,
you know, they are doing other things, to Alex's point, but we'll see.
We'll see.
You'll see. I'm gonna pass. Does not.
I mean,
look-
I told you not to play the other one, and then you were like, "Nah, dude, it's good. It's just you don't know what you're talking about." And then you played it, and I was right. So
I mean,
That sounds like Alex. That sounds like a thing Alex would
yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
I
you
wanted it to
fought
be
with me
good
on
so
that stream
bad.
about it. You were so mad that I didn't like it. I was like, "This is not good. I don't know what to tell you." It's fine. It's actually not like a bad game at all. It's just it is
It
is to Hotline Miami what Hotline Miami, or it is to Doom what Hotline Miami 2 is to Hotline Miami. It's like
yeah. It's
the elements are all there.
the
but
problem
they-
is that it came after a much better game.
right. Well, it goes from being like a thing where you can be really creative and
Right, to
Turns it
having
into a
to
thing.
be very prescribed.
right.
Well, what if they made it way slower?
Huh?
That's what they're doing.
Because that's not what the problem with that other game was, right? It's not the fact that it's too slow or whatever.
No, I don't think it was slow at all, but that's what they're doing for the new one, is there?
No, it was
Right.
faster.
I mean, it wasn't the new movement.
It was that you had to
weren't the
juggle.
problem, right?
You had to kill everything with the right thing. You had to switch back and forth in ways that were very specific
Yes.
and tailored, and that was annoying.
Right. It was like a puzzle.
Yeah.
And then they put those truly awful
shield
shield guys
guys.
in there that were
Yeah.
like the least fun thing to do. Those did slow the game way down, and that was like the breaking point for me. I know I never finished it because the end
neither.
boss is
I got
really,
like those
really
guys
bad.
didn't. I didn't like those guys, but it wasn't such a big deal to me that they were there. But at first, I should say.
Right.
But then it's like you keep playing and you're like, there's more of these. Like these guys are just around all the time now. It's like this sucks. Like I don't want to. It's like this is not what's fun about it. Like the fact that it was faster was cool. I was into that. And then like some people weren't. But like doing all the air dash shit and like
Yeah, the traversal stuff I thought was good. It was the all right, but no, you got to make sure you're doing, switching between these things and only do this thing at
This
that
weapon
time.
works on this guy, and if you
Right.
don't use it, then you're screwed.
Yeah,
And
you're
that-
fucked.
yeah,
Yeah, you
right,
can't do
that's
anything.
not that fun. Yeah.
Yep. Because then I can't approach the level the way I want.
Right. The first one felt like you had there was a lot of like you were just always moving and improvising, and that felt really
Right.
fun. And then when they took that away, that was
I mean, that's what's fun about Doom games, and that's also why Doom 3 isn't that fun, right?
Right.
Well, that and the flashlight thing. Right?
yeah. I mean, Doom 3 is its own thing that I kind of like, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I don't hate Doom 3 on its own merits, but I don't like it as a Doom game.
right.
And since
Doom
it
3
was
is like
so long,
is like
that, yeah.
Doom 3 is a very good horror game for its era, but that wasn't really what you wanted from a Doom game.
right, exactly.
Right.
You don't want a cube that says "Use me."
I mean, I kind of do want that sometimes.
I mean, that's how you get Pinhead. So, like, I don't, it's,
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I played the Xbox version of Doom 3. Obviously, like, it's on Game Pass now, but I've never really revisited.
Probably not the best one. That's like me playing the Super Nintendo version of Doom. Probably a little
It
bit.
can't be that bad.
It's probably not that bad, but or like playing Deus Ex on PlayStation 2 for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
That, ugh, I tried that.
I was
Ugh.
gonna say that's how I played Deus Ex for the first time.
Yep,
And I was like, why do
very
people
excited.
like this game? It's like, I don't get it.
I understand. I got it because of like there's things about the design that still work in that, but yeah, trying to like actually play it like that was pretty bad.
So this is probably the last thing I'm going to do tonight, but this is Vitor's SA1 hack of Contra 3. So basically...
Much needed.
Yes. So it depends on the game. Contra 3 and Gradius 3 needed actual like expansion chip support to run it like basically full speed without slowing way the hell down. But apparently there were some games like Castlevania 4 where the developers just didn't want to pay for better like ROM chips. So there's a fast ROM like chip version, and that's I guess how you get that's how you get ants. That's how you can just get like a faster version of like the Castlevania 4 hack that Vitor did. Like you don't have to have a special flash card. A regular EverDrive would play that. It plays on stock hardware. But Konami apparently just wanted to save money when they made the carts, so that's why that game runs like shit.
Fast-ROM UN Squadron is a thing of beauty.
Yes.
It never
yes.
changed Konami.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. I posted a picture of it on Blue Sky, but I played the new Castlevania game at a Round 1 arcade family entertainment center over the weekend. It's like a gambling machine with like marbles and there are like cards. I super
So it's
duper
like-
had no fucking idea how it worked.
We played a Castlevania pachinko hack.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. That was wow.
Did it have fast ROM?
It did. And I fast ROM'd my way right over to something else.
Did it have a version of Barkerville or Bloody Tears? Or
It was
anything in
so. I think it did, but it was so loud in there I could barely hear. It's so weird to me that now. I mean, the Castlevania anime series that is like critically.
I watched the first
acclaimed
season. That
and-
was alright. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Wasn't a lot
it,
to expect from it,
but it started when I still lived in DC. So now we're talking like what 7 years ago, and there hasn't been a new
Yeah.
video game since then. To like,
I mean, for most of that time, Konami was not making video games like at all. so-
right.
And for a portion of that, they weren't even licensing their stuff out to people to make games. They just kind of washed their hands of it.
Well, they made a big deal out of like, oh, we're gonna like let indie devs like and people with interesting ideas do stuff with their stuff. But then the only game that came out was that Getsu Fumiden sequel, and like that was it, which I heard was okay. I didn't play it myself, but it's like
I mean, they probably wanted to get paid for the right to use the property, right?
there was something about like they were making it affordable. Like if you
Or
could
the-
pitch them
The
on
deals were
something.
poison pilled in some way that people didn't want to do it.
I mean, that's possible. That wasn't the sense that I got. But
It's
it
hard
is
for me to
Konami,
imagine
so-
that their standards were too high.
Right.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, that I mean, we know that. I just feel like they just didn't do anything with it. I don't know, who knows, but I would really like if you're not going to make a new Castlevania, let somebody else make one, you know.
Yeah, they did. It's called Vampire
Yeah,
Survivors.
right.
You played it.
I have. Castlevania game of 2024 was the Castlevania DLC for Vampire Survivors. All right, I think I'm gonna call it here. We've been going for what, an hour and a half, just about. I'm gonna call it here, but yeah, I don't know. FX Pak Pro, it's pretty neat. You can play basically anything.
It's another way to play all those old games.
Yep, that's right. And some fun things that are new about old games.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's what the interest is for me. Is the community that's putting
the
out
hacks,
lots of cool new stuff and weird things, and Archipelago and MSU1 stuff, and hacking SA1 chips into games that didn't have any business having them.
Listen, you can play Lil Mac with long arms
That's right. Exactly.
on almost anything.
Yeah, but are you getting that really good, like super low input
Yeah.
latency?
Maybe not.
The arms don't feel right otherwise.
Right, that's true.
Right.
Authentic to the NES experience.
You want those noodles al dente.
Okay. And on that note, we'll be back next week with something else and also our Game of the Year stuff next on February 8th now, I think is when we.
February 8th.
So, good night, everybody.
Bye.